Americans and soon-to-be Americans. There is quite the tragic situation that just happened, but nobody died, so I decided it is ethically and morally imperative for me to milk it for content because, as you know, I will bring the chaos to your mouth for you to munch on this day. I'm not trying to be the main character of anybody's story. I am the side character that brings you goofs, gaffs, and laughs. Now, a plane crashed in Toronto. I know, it's pretty fucked up. Not gonna try to sit here and be like, no, it's pretty bad. It's awful. I condemn plane crashes, okay? I've been condemning plane crashes since 9/11, goddammit. All the leftist media news sites are blaming Trump on the plane crash. And I immediately realized, you know what? I am gonna be that one dumb fuck that's gonna make a video to talk about this. Everyone's gonna be like, oh my god, people died, bro. Nobody died. There are a couple people that got injured, and again, it's pretty fucking awful that this happened. But you're not coming to me for ethical integrity. You're coming to me for chaos. There was a plane crash. It's very sad. I personally am very sad. Nobody died. Everyone lived. They're all alive. Every single one. Not a single man died. And you know what? It's time to milk it for content. They're all blaming Trump, and I have to make fun of them. A plane crashed in Canada by Canadians in Canada, by the way, and they're blaming Trump. They're all blaming Trump. They're all coming here together to blame Trump, and honestly, this is the funniest thing in the world. Because, dude, the amount of leftist crash outs that instead of actually talking about how sad it is that, like, you know, a plane crashed and shit. No. It's all about Orange Man bad. So, Trump's press secretary responded, dog, you don't understand the insanity. Do you realize that if you blame Trump for a plane crash in Canada, you're basically saying that Canada's the 51st state? I also have a lot of updates with Trudeau. God, this is gonna be good. I did a lot of research. All the research. I came in, I was like, wow, look at all that research in the 51st state. So this is gonna be great. Definitely subscribe for future ethical integrity somewhere. Not here, because that's not what you get on this channel. All right, so this is the plane crash. It's pretty awful. All right, as you can see, this is a plane, and it's going, and the wing hits the ground, and it's very sad, and it blows up, and it flips over. The plane actually flipped over. There have been a lot of plane crashes recently, but, and it's fucking awful. It's a tragedy. It really is. I'm not trying to sugarcoat anything. This is an absolutely awful, really sad thing. Thank God no one died. Thank God no one died. Now, the Canadian DEI pilots have made a response, and this is going to be very fun. Very fun. This is going to be a great episode. So this is what happened. Look at the wreckage. The plane is actually upside down. Like, dude, look at this shit. Like, I think it's important. I think it's important to show you what happened. And the fact that no one died is actually miraculous.
Oh fuck! Oh fuck!
By the way, I don't know why they didn't clean the runway. Like, dude, as a Canadian, this is not a lot of snow, and it should have absolutely been cleaned. Yeah. So, and close up, this is people crawling out. As you can see, the plane is upside down.
No.
Insane.
Holy fuck.
Insane.
Holy fuck.
I can't wait for people to weaponize a tragedy to blame Trump again. Now, I'm not trying to grandstand here. I am weaponizing a tragedy to make fun of assholes. So I am not better than anyone. But the difference between me and them is I don't make believe I'm better than anyone. Yeah, that's right. I am an asshole. But I'm not the tolerant left. Yeah, that's crazy. Look at that shit.
Holy fuck. Oh my fucking god.
Yeah, so when Trump caused the snowstorm, that was definitely crazy. I couldn't believe it personally. When Trump walked in, it was like, wow, so little snow here in the 51st state. That's crazy. And then Trump told God to make it snow, and then the plane crashed. Listen, I'm not the one that makes up shit here, but listen. Trump definitely caused the snow. That's a fact, all right? Objective. Now, Greg made an incredible tweet. The craziest part about the Delta plane crash is that there were 80 people going to Toronto, Canada. Now, this is definitely good insight. I think it's definitely worth looking into this further. I think this is definitely... Yes, I'm including memes in an actual tragedy video. All right, this is Nux content. I'm here to put a smile on your face and laugh at idiots. It's what we do. We are the balancing force to this world. So now, it gets so much crazier. Let me introduce you to the main antagonist of America, CNN. These people are butt-fucking liars. Last time we covered the mainstream media on this channel, they said that free speech caused the Holocaust, which might be the single worst take of all time. That's a previous video that I did. Definitely check it out. It uploaded yesterday. It was pretty great. So anyway, watch this actual skin-walking, face-stealing gene stealer sit here, look at you in the eye, and literally tell you that the Toronto, Canada plane crash that happened in Canada is Trump's fault. Watch the lizard person weaponize this shit.
This is happening against the backdrop of massive cuts across the federal government, including...
What massive cuts were there across the federal government in Canada? Huh? Tell me one. Tell me one, bro.
At the FAA.
The FAA was not even remotely related to this entire situation. Literally. It had nothing to do with this. This lady in her next video is going to be insane. Very excited for CNN's next broadcast. Trump invented a time machine, went back in time, and caused the Holocaust with his freedom of speech. Like, what the fuck, lady? What is going on? Are you claiming that Canada's the 51st state and the FAA somehow applies? It literally has nothing to do with it. Canada doesn't use the FAA. All right, so retarded moment. Truly retarded moment.
I'm just going to put some up on the screen. Hundreds of FAA employees have been laid off.
You realize the FAA was employing retarded blind people, okay? And Trump was like, you know what? It's kind of crazy. Maybe we shouldn't actually have blind, retarded air traffic controllers. And they fired some of them. Yes, first of all, this is a huge dub. Why the fuck are my taxpayer dollars funding blind air traffic controllers? For the love of God. I already covered that in a previous video also. If you want to look at that, that's definitely also funny. So definitely look into that. People were really upset that they were firing the blind air traffic controllers. But the craziest shit is, I'm not even kidding. She spends the entire segment about a plane crash that happened in Canada, talking about how Trump caused it because of the FAA something.
As part of Elon Musk.
Elon Musk? Oh yeah, it was Elon Musk. Elon Musk did it, guys. Hundreds of this, roughly this, all these stats that are completely irrelevant. I'm surprised she didn't show us like an extra stat here for the amount of gay, lesbian, and transgender tap dancing classes that were canceled in Cambodia, because I would have included that as well.
All the federal agencies, and then beyond the FAA, we have 10% of the CDC workforce, 3,400 at the U.S. Forest Service, 2,200 at the Interior Department, 2,000 at the Department of Energy, 1,000 at the VA.
Good job.
Yeah, listen.
Yeah, listen.
So far, if you kind of look at how Americans, Trump voters.
I love how she's trying to come up with words in the human English language to put together to make a sentence that's coherent, but she can't because it's retarded.
Particularly are reacting.
It's Elon Musk's Tesla weather alternator. That's the reason why it flipped over.
So far, this is something that they haven't really been affected by. You do hear from some GOP senators who are in some of these states where they're, public parks, for instance, raising some alarms.
Raising alarms that people are fired from the FAA. Dog, there was a plane crashing. Imagine being this fucking brain rotted that you're gonna use a tragedy in another country to find a reason to shit on Trump for some, insane way. Like, dog, do they know they're talking bullshit, or are they so actual audience captured that they feel like tying everything to Trump is a good move?
But so far, these cuts, because they are directed at federal workers who the right has been expert at demonizing.
The right's not demonizing federal workers, bro. The right doesn't want blind, retarded, paraplegic air traffic controllers. Do you realize on the FAA list, it said that they had to hire 10% of their employees are either blind or retarded? That's on their website, lady. This isn't like the right-wing people are vilifying people for some reason. Dog.
As lazy, as working from home, as costing too much.
I don't understand. Working from home. If people are working from home and their work is not actually as efficient as their work in the actual fucking office, then they should be going to the office. Because I am the guy paying taxes, paying them. I don't need to pay them for them to sit at home and not do work. What are you even talking about? So let me get this straight. A plane crashes in Canada. She blames Trump. She calls right-wingers racist and is upset that people have to go into work instead of masturbating in their boxer shorts all day while they're supposed to be working. What does this have to do with the fucking plane in Toronto that flipped over? Like, are we actually in clown world? Like, bro, CNN is my circus and these anchors are my monkeys.
Because they've been demonized.
What?
And say, too bad, so sad
What?
that they're being axed. We'll see how
And they all nodded, yes.
long that lasts. We'll see if there is any trickle-down effect for average Americans.
I just want to read what Chuck Schumer, the top
Are they retarded? Do they know what they're talking about?
Democrat in the Senate, said.
All right, so this is what Chuck Schumer, the top Democrat in the Senate, remember him because Trump's press secretary directly responds to this, and I will show you that in a minute.
I'm thankful that everyone in the flight incident in Toronto that took off from Minneapolis is safe, but we keep seeing these incidents day after day. Meanwhile, Trump's doing massive the FAA, including safety specialists.
Why does this have to do with
and making
anything?
us less and less safe. This is how.
Bro, Democrats are trying to keep flying public? What does that even mean? Democrats are fighting to protect the flying public. How? By hiring incompetent workers? What is even going on? They're hiring incompetent workers. They're making believe that this plane crash in Canada was Trump's fault. Are we living in like the same universe? Dude, this is so funny. Now, here's the thing. I know a lot of you are probably upset that the media is lying and manipulating and pushing people into their echo chambers. I've come to the realization that retards don't actually want to change their minds. So I don't really care if CNN decides to start being honest for a change. That shit doesn't really matter to me per se. But you know what I am happy about? I am happy for this content. They keep reminding you that they're retards. It's pretty cool. Most retards want you to forget. These people try to make sure you're aware every single day. But don't worry. You thought it was just CNN that blamed CNN and the top Democrat in the Senate that blamed Trump for a Canadian plane crash? Oh, you dumb bitches. Welcome to NBC News.
I did want to...
National Bullshit Center News.
Underscore to pick up on the
All right, what are we underscoring here?
you were just having, though, in terms of the recent string of aviation incidents.
String of aviation incidents. Like, they're all fucking connected. Like, it's a massive terrorist cell. That's what Trump is doing. He's maliciously trying to knock planes out of the sky for some reason.
Tom, this is going to, yet again, raise the concern about FAA staffing.
Why the fuck does this affect shit? Every single person on a Democratic news station literally has the same talking points. All of them. Bro, did the USAID money not dry up yet?
Air traffic control staffing.
Oh my God.
This is a Canadian air traffic control tower.
True.
And this is under Canadian authority.
True. Has nothing to do with FAA. True. Yes.
Once it crosses the border.
Right.
And yet, as you know, there has been this talk about maybe staff cuts at the FAA.
Which is, again, has nothing to do with this. Do you see how they're, like, actually mixing stories together to lie to the public? Like, it's evil. It's, like, actually vindictive. It's hilariously vindictive. It was an American airliner, Delta. It doesn't matter, because once it's in a Canadian airspace, then it doesn't work. It doesn't work with the FAA anymore. It doesn't matter that it's an American airliner. Once it's in Canadian skies, the Canadian air traffic controllers take over.
As a part of President Trump's effort to trim down the federal workforce. And yet, as...
Like, this guy even admitted it. Like, if you go back for just a second, look at this.
Staffing, air traffic control staffing.
All right, so staffing problems with air traffic control.
Now, this is a Canadian air traffic...
He wants you to know that this has nothing to do with the FAA.
Control tower, and this is under Canadian authority.
Yes, so this has nothing to do with FAA at this point.
It crosses the border, and yet, as you know, there has been this talk about maybe staff cuts.
Like, do you see how he's talking? Everything he said is completely true. He said everything true. There have been FAA cuts. This is a crash that happened in Canadian space that literally had nothing to do with the FAA. And Trump is making FAA cuts. It's like he's painting the story that it's Trump's fault for making these cuts. He didn't technically lie, but the implication is that the Trump cuts caused this, even though he knows full well that it had absolutely nothing to do with anything. Literally nothing. And he's running with this story, I think, legitimately manipulating people into believing this. Like, you see the way he's vindictively phrasing this shit.
At the FAA, as a part of President Trump's effort to trim down the federal workforce.
I'm just saying why they would think that. Listen, I appreciate if you're playing devil's advocate for CNN. They should not be thinking this and then expressing it in such a way. I don't think they're thinking this. I think you're treating them in way too good faith. They are deliberately misleading people.
And yet, as you also know, the FAA has been complaining for years that they are understaffed in critical job positions.
Again, completely irrelevant.
Air traffic control.
Like, do you see what he's doing? He's like, there was a plane crash in Canada. The FAA is getting cuts. They say it's unsafe. It's Trump doing everything. I can't believe this is happening. He spends 1 second talking about the actual plane crash, and then he spends a full fucking minute and a half talking about cuts. Is this not the most manipulative shit in the universe to make it look like he's blaming Trump?
I was having a conversation with somebody today.
Why did the crash happen? I don't know why the crash happened. The wing of the plane hit the ground when it landed and exploded, and the plane flipped over. And no one died, thank God. Which is why we're milking it for content.
About whether air traffic control in America is being affected by the staff cuts. So far, not to their knowledge, and yet...
Oh, good. So FAA in America, not to their knowledge either.
Other positions related to maintaining critical equipment appear to have been cut. So this is going to feed into all of these recent incidents and the state...
Really? Really? It's going to feed into recent incidents? How are you connecting your dots here? You realize the first 2 plane crashes that happened in Trump's presidency were before the FAA cuts. And now they're blaming a plane crash in Canada for the FAA cuts. Are you recognizing the actual insanity that's going on here? You don't hate the media enough. You literally don't hate them enough. Every time you think you hate them enough, you're literally wrong. The first 2 plane crashes were before the cuts. This is the 3rd plane crash, which was after the cuts, but it was in another fucking country. It's unbelievable, dude.
Safety of the total air traffic
I love
system
it.
is going to be very much
Right.
a part of the conversation as we go forward,
yes.
at least on this side of the country, of the border, I should say.
Yeah, on this side of the country, the border, I should say. You know why he corrected himself? Because Canada's not officially the 51st state yet. But anyway, don't worry, there's still some good shit. So this is Caroline Leavitt. She is Trump's press secretary, and she comes in to fire back at the actual retards that are blaming Trump for the plane crash in Canada.
Of equipment, or if it was weather, if it was pilot error, or if it was something else, and yet you get the minority leader in the Senate immediately pointing fingers at the president.
Bro, she out here mewing. She is ready, bro. She is ready.
Your response?
It's incredibly irresponsible for Chuck Schumer to say such a thing when the...
Right, Chuck Schumer is the guy that blamed Trump on this plane crash. The Senate Democrat guy who will never get elected because he's retarded. You see, there's a thing about retarded people that they just have a very hard time running for president.
...is still underway. And as you rightfully pointed out, John, this crash unfortunately took place in Canadian airspace.
Oh, true!
With Canadian air traffic controllers.
True! It's almost like the FAA, the American Air Traffic Controller people, have absolutely zero authority over Canadian airspace. Ha! That's crazy! That's crazy.
Overseeing it. And the facts about the FAA are that no air traffic controllers have been let go by Secretary Duffy or this new administration. In fact,
oh my God, so they lied too. There weren't even cuts in that way. Oh my Lord, dude. Oh. It's lies upon lies upon lies every time they open their mouth.
Secretary Duffy has put great emphasis on hiring the best and the brightest air traffic.
Yeah, now they're actually hiring air traffic controllers based on merit instead of based on level of retardation. That's crazy. Imagine actually hiring people that are skilled instead of hiring retards. And then blaming Trump anyway.
Controllers who want to be part of the FAA, and President Trump signed a very strong executive order to ensure that the FAA and all federal government agencies are focused on merit and skill-based hiring.
No shit. You have right now in America, based on the current standard of the FAA, you have the single most competent workforce America has had in decades. Then a plane crash happens in Canada, and they blame Trump. Dog, it's I love the chaos so much. I mean, I'm sorry for all the people that fucking in the plane crash. It's pretty traumatic shit. But like, bro, oh my God, dude, so much content, so much content.
We want the best and the brightest, the most competent individuals in positions, especially of public safety, at the FAA, the Department of Transportation, and all departments across this federal government, so we can best serve the American people. So while Secretary Buttigieg and the Biden administration sat on their hands when it came to aviation safety for 4 years, this administration is taking it seriously and is actively recruiting the best and the brightest to join this very important field.
Which was a fantastic response. So not only are the actual air traffic controllers more competent now than they were before, but also the plane crash didn't even happen in America. And yet the entire media, NBC and CNN and Chuck Schumer, literally everyone came together to immediately blame Trump. Like, are we recognizing the levels of retardation here? Now, don't think I'm done with that. No. This tweet has 160,000 likes saying Trump became president, plane crashes, plane crashes, plane crashes, plane crashes. And Biden, 4 years, 0 crashes. Even though 4 years, how many wars started while he was president? I don't know. I kind of feel like the president of the United States contributing to wars around the world is a little bit more relevant to contributing to plane crashes in Canada. But anyway, hey, listen, I'm not that guy. Now, Hassan, everyone's favorite terrorist supporter, sympathizer, he made a pretty crazy tweet. He said, I just know this is because they eliminated woke. This is obviously satire because Trump said that the previous plane crash happened because of DEI, happened because of incompetent people working at air traffic control. Now, Hamas Piker over here says, I just know this happened because they eliminated woke, implying that it's Trump's fault. That they eliminated woke people and now planes are crashing. Turns out the woke people were actually based in cool and awesome. Now, you might recognize Hamas Piker from his other takes, where he denied rape that terrorists committed, or where he claimed that the terrorist organization Hamas never killed babies. That is another one of Hamas Piker's hot takes over here. Now, I know this is not really on topic. I just felt like it's important because I call out Hassan's hypocrisy whenever I can. But Hamas, this is from today, they said it will release the bodies of 4 hostages, including the Bibas children. They are admitting that they murdered these 2 babies. They say it, all right? They film it, they say it, they claim it, and then you got this guy denying it. Literally, Twitch's strongest terrorist. Actual evil, demented shit. This isn't relevant at all. I just don't like Hamas Piker. So I will take the opportunity to call him out whenever I can because he is an evil man-child. And it's pretty disgusting and gross. I do appreciate one thing he did, though. One thing that was really cool of him. He shouted me out. Thank you, Hamas Piker, for the shout out. I know that you very much hate that you are 110% fucked. Hell yeah. But anyway, subscribe for more Hamas Piker content. It's gonna be crazy. Crazy shit. Anywho, moving on. Let me tell you something funny about DEI. Because Hamas Piker says, I just know this is because they eliminated woke. Ironically, on February 11th, 2025, Delta announced it was going to double down on its DEI commitment. Dude, Trump keeps winning. Literally. Like, holy shit. Delta Airlines doubles down on DEI commitment. Could it be that not only was it not Trump's fault, but could it be that Trump was actually correct when he said that DEI hires are actually contributing to less safety? I'm just saying. You cannot stop. It's insane. It's actually fucking insanity. Like, it's literally actually fucking insanity. Like, this is crazy. Well, Hassan says you fell off. Now you're getting 100,000 views per vid. Yeah, I get over 10 million views a month. I don't really know why he says I fell off. It's probably due to jealousy that I'm not a terrorist sympathizer and not terrified of my audience. Anyway, enough of that guy. This is the current pinned video on Delta's TikTok account. I wanted to point this out to you specifically because remember when Hamas Piker said that it's because they ended woke? Remember when Trump blamed earlier plane crashes on DEI hires? Ooh!
Did somebody say slay?
Yeah, this is the official pinned video on Delta Airlines. They are actually, unironically, not even a little bit, literally contributing to everything Trump fights for. Bro, this is crazy. This is crazy, dude. This is insanity. Insanity. What are you trying to show us here? Are you trying to show us that you're competent, or are you trying to show us that you are going to carry us through the skies on the back of your diversity? Listen, I am not going to say that anything like this necessarily contributed to the plane crash. I am, however, going to say that when Trump says people aren't being hired based on merit and that could cause issues, turns out Trump was, in fact, completely correct. Sweet Baby Inc. took over Delta Airlines, literally doing everything Trump said not to do. They crash in Canada, and the media blames Trump for firing DEI hires in America. I just want to build this hypocrisy sandwich for you. Okay? Okay, are we on the same page? I would like to come to this perspective. I'd like to come together, guys. I'd like to come together, bro. The hypocrisy sandwich is awesome. I love it. It's very cool. Hell yeah. Shout out to me. Now, another Hassan. This is going to come out so bad. Oh my God. People are going to call me Islamophobic and shit because 2 people named Hassan both have terrible takes. So, Mehdi Hassan made a pretty wild tweet saying, make American planes crash again. Now, you see, this is obviously a hilarious, tongue-in-cheek, sarcastic comment referring to how Trump is causing plane crashes by using Trump's incredible tagline. But this is a pretty retarded fucking tweet. we all come together and recognize that this is pretty fucking retarded. That this journalist fellow is gonna really hit you with a make American planes crash again. Isn't that, like, that's pretty fucking awful. Last time American planes crashed have been, cheered on by certain people. It really didn't look good. Really didn't look good at all. Now, Vance destroyed this guy yesterday. I'm just including this because I like humiliating idiots. So, humiliating idiots is very fun. Anyway, this guy tweets, President Trump's decision to limit AP reporters' access is as much fight over the Gulf of America as it protests what the White House advisor says liberal word choices that AP's influential style book has spread across mainstream media. This is like a word salad tweet, but the point is there is someone at AP reporters that Trump banned from coming to ask him questions in the White House. Don't worry, this will all come around. This is all going to be relevant in just a second. So Trump banned a single reporter from showing up because they refused to call the Gulf of America by its actual name and are instead referring to it by its dead name, the Gulf of Mexico, which is a totally other Gulf, probably. I don't know. It's not in my map. But anywho, of course, obviously, this was taken by Mehdi Hassan, the same guy that make America planes crash again. Same guy. I mean, I get it. It's sarcasm. He says, hey, JD Vance, I know you're busy lecturing Europeans on free speech, but have you seen this? Now, this is retarded because Trump banning a single reporter from showing up in the fucking Oval Office has absolutely, literally nothing to do with silencing freedom of speech. So JD Vance probably responds with one of the most insane ratios of all time. Yes, dummy, I think there's a difference between not giving a reporter a seat in the White House press briefing room and jailing people for dissenting views. The latter is a threat to free speech. The former is not. Hope that helps. He absolutely fucking obliterated this man. JD Vance has been going on a bit of a tirade against people literally putting people in jail for speech. Posting a meme and getting arrested. That's the kind of stuff JD Vance is fighting against. Now, Mehdi Hassan takes him in literally the worst possible light and says that somehow banning a reporter is the same thing, which is unbelievably retarded because there's literally like 40 other reporters in the same room. So JD Vance, who's going to be the next president of the United States, is going to be awesome. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be insane. And you're probably wondering, what was well-beloved Canadian Governor Trudeau doing during all of this? Now, Trudeau's been going kind of crazy because, obviously, he's been humiliated. His vagina is probably hurting him a lot from how many times Trump grabbed him by it. And I'll be real here. When this was going down, he was at a hockey game with his homie over here, Prince Harry. And 3 hours since the plane crash at Toronto Pearson's airport, and Trudeau is still nowhere to be found. Just to kind of set the scene, do you remember when, for example, Colombia refused to take American immigrants and Trump tweeted literally 5 minutes later, Trump already had his whole statement out? Remember that? Well, Trudeau's been busy. He's at a hockey game. Instead, it took him a couple of hours to mention something that was probably something that he could have done. Now, at this very hockey game, this is the battle over here, one of the most meaningful wins in U.S. hockey history. Our national anthem was disrespected twice. Their fans trashed our country all week. We walked into their biggest hockey market and beat their national team on ice. I'll be real here. This is some bitch shit. I'm not afraid to argue with people in general. I speak my mind, which is why you're here on this channel. Yes, Canada booed the American national anthem, and you know what? Freedom of speech. They had every fucking right in the universe to do that. And then they beat up the hockey players. They were all proud that, guys, are you really getting offended because some fucking Canadian guys booed the fucking speech? Booed the national anthem? National anthem was disrespected. We destroyed them. You guys are such pussies. You guys are such unbelievable pussies. Oh my God. Well, anyway, shout out to this, which is incredibly important, probably. I think everyone has the right to boo whoever they want and to say whatever they want. Anyway, literally no one cares. This is kind of irrelevant. It's just funny that Canada literally got cooked this many times. And the Babylon Bee made an article, Canadian hockey fans boo their future national anthem, which might be the most accurate assessment of everything that happened here today. So, ladies and gentlemen, I am glad we were able to go on this journey together. I thought this was very funny. All in all, very, very funny. from the fact that all the leftist media sites are coming together to blame Trump for a plane crash in Canada when Trump literally beefed up the team. It's just funny as fuck. The fact that they literally proved him right again. They literally proved him right again, bro. But with the actual freaking DEI squad lineup over here of Delta. So I wanted to see Decoy Voice covering the situation, because he is, I think, going to be covering the scary part of how many plane crashes actually happened. But dog, bro, this is a hilariously tragic situation, and I am going to be here to shed light on the tragedy wherever. So let's jump right into it, baby. Let's see the conspiracy angle. I'm excited. I didn't see this yet.
In Toronto, Canada, a Delta Airlines jet crashed into Pearson International Airport, flipping upside down with 75 passengers on board.
I think it was 77.
Oh,
Yeah,
oh no.
Thankfully, everybody is alive and, as of right now, able to evacuate safely, with reports of 18 injured so far, with 1 kid in critical.
Holy.
That's crazy. Yeah, Moist Critical is never flying again.
We just landed. Our plane crashed. It's upside down. Fire department's on site.
Camp. Enma, if it was in America, Elon Musk's rocket hand, he would have caught it. He would have caught it out of the air, flipped it around. Everyone would be fine. But in Canada, they don't believe in science. They're animals over there. It's crazy.
Upside down. Everybody.
If Canada became America's 51st state, we would end snow forever. Think of all the global warming we would do. Don't worry, anyone. Think about it. We will simply globally warm Canada, and everyone will use plastic straws to save the country. It'll be amazing.
This is absolutely terrifying.
True! I was making a lot of jokes just there that could probably be taken in a bad light, and probably will be. That's okay.
So hopefully they will all survive.
Yes.
But the question that's on everybody's mind is, why is there suddenly an uptick in airplane incidents?
All right, I'm excited because this is literally what I'm excited. See, the thing is, when I do research in a very different way. I am like a retardation bloodhound. I am out there sniffing that shit. I love chaos. When it comes to the actual fucking conspiracy theories and connections to shit, I'm really glad for people like Decoy Voice. I think he was like a detective or something. Hell yeah.
From the various collisions on the ground while taxiing for takeoff, to random parts of the aircraft, not even emergency doors blowing off mid-flight,
Oh
and
my
the
God.
worst incident by far, the helicopter collision in DC,
My editor censor this.
which I purposely didn't want to cover at the time, as I didn't want to talk about politics when the real story was about the victims. And the more I heard about the ice skating team's stories, the Russian couple, the 11-year-old duo, the adopted kid, it just kept getting more horrible the more I learned about it.
True. I generally don't cover like actual tragic shit. I tend to try to cover chaos and just general insanity. That's kind of my thing. That said, I'm not going to sit here and morally grandstand either. I will have a good time here. I will make fun of idiots whenever I can. But there are definitely a lot of tragedies in this world for sure. And it shouldn't, I'm not making light of the suffering that anyone's going through when I make fun of other retards that are trying to capitalize on all of them. I think pushing your message that Trump evil, Trump bad, when people are suffering is possibly the most unbelievable supervillain shit I've ever seen.
So it was no time to talk about politics. But the left already wants to pin
Yes!
this incident on
Oh my, it's Morgan Freeman. Goddamn.
Trump, saying he's actually ending lives by freezing FAA flight control
Yeah, misinformation! I love that.
hires. And he wasn't the only one, as NBC
Oh my
pushed
God,
a similar
dude.
perspective.
He dug up the same clips as I did. Let's go.
In terms of the recent string of aviation incidents, Tom, this is going to yet again raise the concern about FAA staffing, air traffic control staffing. Now, this is a Canadian air traffic control tower,
Oh,
and this
true,
is under
Canadian.
Canadian authority
Oh,
when it
really?
crosses the border. Yet, as you know, there has been this talk about maybe staff cuts at the FAA
Where were the staff
as
cuts?
a part of President
Oh.
Trump's effort to trim down the
in
federal
America.
workforce.
Oh.
And yet, as you
Oh.
also know, the FAA has been complaining for years
Oh, they
that they
do
are
complain.
understaffed in critical job positions,
God, they were
especially air
complaining
traffic
in
control.
America?
I was having a conversation with somebody today about whether air traffic control
is
is being affected by the staff cuts. So far, not to their knowledge.
Literally proving
Actual retards. Literal actual fucking retards. It's incredible.
his initial claims wrong in the same segment.
Yeah.
Not to mention this occurred in Canada, and he's
Yeah.
talking about the FAA.
Listen, bro. When U.S. aid stopped paying Delta for psychogeneric creatures piloting their planes, okay? Listen. I think that US aid is at fault here. It's all Elon Musk's fault. He stopped paying for transgender surgeries in Cambodia. Dog, that directly correlates to this plane crash, in my opinion.
The Federal Aviation Administration, meaning the USA's organization that partners with Canada's TCCA.
Which is, by the way, not the same fucking company. The FAA is American. The TCCA is Canadian. This was the fault of the TCCA. What does the media do? Blame Trump. Well, listen, to be fair, he did stop Nigerian circumcisions. So this probably is directly correlated to the shit.
Which is the Transport Canada Civil Aviation. Never mind the fact that they clarified. The FAA didn't release any air traffic controllers or safety personnel.
The AP reporting that their employees that are being laid off are on probationary status, so it's easier to lay them off because they're still on probation.
Oh, so they're still there! Holy shit, retard levels hitting the roof! This is crazy! This is insane! Oh my god.
Include radar, landing, and navigational aid maintenance. But isn't there already a shortage at the FAA? Why do this now, especially considering what's happened in the States, and now, of course, you have this other incident and a few others?
Yeah, which was not in the States. Miss Propagandist Periwinkle.
Well, this one happened in Canada, but...
Yes. Yeah, thank you for mentioning that.
There are 45...
I love it. You notice how she didn't mention that, though? You notice that she said, now we had this other one happen right now. Without saying where it was, because it'll show you how retarded she is.
5,000 employees at the FAA. We're talking about fewer than 400 people, and he says 0 air traffic controllers and critical safety personnel were let go.
Oh! So the entire narrative of the FAA firing people, and that's why a plane crashed in Canada, which, by the way, is already a retarded premise. So it's also wrong because there literally weren't any air traffic controllers that were fired? Hello? And you can see how mad she is. She wants it to be Trump's fault. If she could push a button and 5 planes fall out of the air in America right now, she'd fucking do it. That's the level of satanic shit you deal with here.
So, if that's true, I don't really have a problem with it.
Oh my god, that's crazy. How did CNN hire a single competent individual?
To be honest with you, I do like the idea of keeping the people who are in the direct chain of command of safety and the air traffic control system and so on and so forth.
Dude, this guy is, like, and you can see they're so upset that it's not Trump's fault. Oh my, this is a death stare. Bro is looking into your soul. He's saying, every single one of you that voted for Trump, do you realize what you've done? Do you realize that we're no longer gonna have a single gender reassignment therapy for Afghanistani people? And that directly caused this plane crash.
But I have a hard time believing that there is a single government agency that doesn't have a bloat of administrative personnel that we could probably do without. And I think that's why a lot of voters are happy that Donald Trump and Elon Musk are finally going through the federal government and trying to take out some of this bureaucracy that we probably just don't need. So I'm reading to you what Sean Duffy says. He's the Secretary of the Transportation. I have no reason to doubt his numbers.
So they don't actually have a...
This is crazy. It's actual clown world. Holy shit. So they have no reason to believe that anyone was actually fired. They still blame it on people being fired, and it happened in Canada. Like,
a point to make other than something bad happened. So how do we blame Donald Trump?
So as I was editing this video, new footage of the aircraft crash came out. So we went from this super far away surveillance footage to some guy on the ground level recording with his cell phone. So we now know that the aircraft was coming in at the wrong angle. The landing gear collapsed and caused the aircraft to flip over, which is causing people to blame the pilot. But then we're also hearing reports that the pilot requested not to land due to dangerous wind conditions, neither of which can place the blame on Donald Trump or America's FAA.
Or anything to do with America. Bro, it's an argument between the Canadian people, the Canadian fucking air traffic controller people, DEI hired air traffic controllers, with Delta Airlines DEI pilots. Those guys are fighting with each other. The plane crashes. They blame Trump. You can't make this up. You literally can't make this shit up. Oh my god.
Well, the media doesn't have an actual point to make. They just see tragedies as opportunities to attack Trump.
True. This is like the most unbelievable fucking despicable shit ever. Literally standing on the corpses of whoever they can to point at Trump and throw rocks at him. It's literally Griffith shit.
As again, Watching the mainstream corporate media is literally making you stupider.
Well, listen, if you don't watch the media, you're uninformed. If you watch the media, you're misinformed.
Because they're even trying to attack Trump over egg prices.
An all-time high.
Oh my god, stop! Why are they so lame?
What's your admission of egg prices have reached an all-time high?
Flu. I mean, it was a long, before I ever got here, it was at an all-time. This didn't, remember, I've been here for 3 weeks. And
Dude, I love how egg prices is like the #1 gotcha. It's like the actual #1 gotcha. Ah, the egg prices! All right, dude. All right, bro. The guy was president for 3 fucking weeks.
when you saw the inflation numbers, I've been here for 3 weeks. I have had nothing to do with inflation. This was caused by Biden. I had 4 years of virtually no inflation. So I'm just taking over.
Yes.
Yeah, there's a reason why all these the female reporters that are reporting lies daily are worried about eggs drying up. Weird, weird.
In 3 weeks, President Donald Trump can reverse President Biden's culling of over 100 million chickens.
I wonder why all those chickens were killed.
But that's just the game they play. He doesn't have to be involved in any real way, as the framing alone will villainize him to their base.
I mean, to be honest, they blamed Trump for COVID somehow. Like, they blamed Trump for COVID when Biden was elected. Like, what the fuck? Like, guys, the fuck do you think he is? Like, dude isn't whispering it to Satan's ear, coming up with strategies on how to fuck up the American people. Like, this is crazy.
Giving them their talking points to mindlessly repeat to each other in their echo chambers, as they don't want to talk about how the airline accidents that have occurred in the first month of Trump's administration are actually prompting solutions. Because when you look at the absolute tragedy that occurred in DC, with the Black Hawk helicopter colliding with the commercial airliner, it appears the flight radars they work off of are incredibly dated. So when President Trump's new transportation secretary, Sean Duffy, goes to respond to today's incident in Toronto, they have also invited Elon's SpaceX team to come out tomorrow to take a look at their traffic control systems to make a brand new, modern, and safer system.
Oh, that's pretty logical, right? Upgrade the shit that is literally keeping people from falling out of the sky? Yep, makes sense.
It's insane to think about the advancements in space travel SpaceX has made in just the last few years, where they were even called upon to save NASA's astronauts when Boeing's Starliner was deemed too risky for travel. So when Elon Musk's team can build a spaceship capable of rocketing into the sky and returning to Earth over 400 times successfully, I think that's the exact team I want to look into making commercial flights safer. But if the left will shriek at Elon exposing—
No, Elon's not allowed to get hired for things because he wasn't elected. Don't you know about that? You didn't hear about that? You didn't hear about that? Elon doing things that goes against democracy somehow. Are you hiring anybody for to fix your toilets? Are you hiring a plumber? I don't know if that plumber was elected, bro.
Fraud, I wouldn't put it past them to try to fearmonger off of modernizing air travel.
Yes! You know Elon Musk is going to say something about modernizing air travel. The immediate response is going to be, Elon Musk is trying to take AI that is unstable and says wrong things all the time to control your lives in the air? Like, just actually say random word vomit shit to fearmonger people.
And this isn't me just making stuff up, as when Elon replied, safety should be a non-partisan matter.
Yeah, agreed. True. Safety? Yep, we can all come together and agree safety, good. Damn, that's a pretty hot take.
It's replied that this is somehow fascism.
Hey guys, we should make air travel safer. Fascism. Oh my god. Dude, these people are actually retarded. Like, bro, the implosion of these morons is wonderful. And it's kind of sad at the same time. Are we living in the same reality, bro? Oh god, we should make air travel safer. Fascism, guys. Holy shit, dude, they'll go for it. Dude, this is still my favorite clip. I'm gonna keep this clip. I'm gonna show this to you whenever I can. All right, this is Margaret. Margaret, one of the fucking, Democrat news people. Dude, look at this. This is incredible.
Well, he was standing in a country where free speech was weaponized to conduct a genocide.
Yeah, in this clip, she is claiming that free speech caused the Holocaust. It is by far one of the greatest nuggets of anything I've ever seen in my life. This is one of the greatest nuggets of all time. This might be my favorite piece of content ever. Free speech caused the Holocaust. That's up there with saying that safer air travel is fascism. Literally, this is awesome. I love it.
Saying 7 accidents in 2 months isn't a good start, even though we're only 3 weeks into Trump's administration.
There were 2 accidents. It was 3 weeks And how does it have anything to do with Trump? Oh my God. The misinformation is crazy.
And calling Musk corrupt and a deadbeat father.
I mean, he might not be wrong about being a deadbeat father, but I don't see how that has anything to do with anything.
Never mind the fact that we just discovered he provided his baby mother with an apartment and the tens of thousands of dollars and a security detail. But
I mean, my hot take about okay, so Elon Musk has like a baby mama, someone that he impregnated and had a baby with. My hot take here is, I think that bringing a child into the world when you are not planning on contributing to that child's upbringing is cruel. Now, I have no idea if Elon Musk is planning on contributing or not. So, new baby just dropped, guys. So I have no idea if Elon is actually contributing or not. But if he's not going to be a part of the child's life and only just going to give money and shit, then I think he did something honestly cruel. Like, bro, that's some Attila the Hun shit, bro. That's some Genghis Khan shit. No, but if he actually is part of his life and is a present dad in his life, then, I mean, whatever. At least, not the most conservative values of all time, but at least he's actually going to be a dad.
This idiot is actually...
I always get scared when I hear Elon Musk had a new baby. I keep thinking of, like, Princess Bubblegum creating the lemon grabs.
Writing this from a verified account on Elon's X that apparently costs at least $8 a month. It's actually tragic how deranged their site has become.
Is it tragic, though? Is it tragic, though? Is it tragic? Are we really that sad? Are we really that sad, guys? Are we really that sad? Or is it like kind of funny? Like, I don't want to be rude here. Okay, I know that, like, I'm punching down at the mainstream media at this point. Listen, I don't mean to punch down, but they get lower numbers. They're kind of gay and lame and gay and pathetic and cringe. I walked in, I was like, wow, look at all this lame and gay cringe. That's what I said. I was like, wow.
We're witnessing the gradual degradation of everything around us, and for the first time the public is getting a team with a proven track record willing to step in and finally fix it. But since it's originating from the orange side, the left is doing everything in their power to stop them, even when their goal is simply public safety. So if you appreciate my concise, bite-hearted comment.
Bro, I can't believe that's shocking to me. So Elon Musk says, hey guys, we should improve air travel safety. And the response is fascism. It's the best fucking, I love it. Now listen, and you could cry about the fact that the media is literally killing itself every time you see it open its mouth, but I would like to welcome you to a better perspective, a perspective of love. Embrace the chaos. Let them keep digging their holes deeper. Hell yeah. Definitely subscribe for every subscription lowers the price of eggs. Definitely subscribe. Hell yeah. More chaos in the next one. And remember, the 51st state is very unhappy right now, so let's try to not make too much fun of it, okay, guys? Okay, bye-bye. Like, subscribe, and this video was streamed live on kick.com/Nuxanor. See you there. Stay weird, fam.